Robotics, artificial intelligence, and the systems that drive them are drastically changing the world we live in. From the factory floor to outer space, robotics is essential in optimizing industry, saving lives, and bringing people together. Now in Macau, China, robots are connecting people in more ways than one as researchers, educators, and practitioners in robotics meet for the world's most important robotics event. From autonomous driving to marine exploration, drone swarming to medicine AI, it's all here at the 2019 IEEE RSJ International Conference on Intelligent Robots and Systems. And you can catch it all here on IROS TV. Welcome back to the Venetian Hotel for the second day of IROS 2019, the International Conference on Intelligent Robots and Systems. We've come in from the sunny weather, we've avoided the lure of the Great Hall to get down to business with some of the world's top robotics researchers and practitioners. As the meeting officially gets started and the plenaries and keynotes start lining up, we've got it all covered for you today. Let's take a look at what's coming up.
We started. Intelligence. This is IROS.
AI, Internet of Things, big data, cloud computing, and then add on with this 5G communication. So this has become very powerful tools as well as technologies.
So because the future Mars rover could be solar powered and also expected the long distance driving, we need to energy optimal path planning.
Coming up, we've got the highlights of the IROS 2019 opening ceremony. But first, last night saw attendees get together at the welcome reception. We stopped by to see who's there.
I traveled from Boston. I work at Harvard. I'm a grad student working on soft underwater robots.
I traveled from China to mainland China. I come here because I published a paper here, and also I participate in a competition.
I'm coming from France. I work at INRIA in Rennes. I'm a PhD student, and my topic is about teleoperation and shared control, mixing it with haptics as well.
I'm from Rutgers University of Technology. I'm a roboticist. I'm working on AI and robotics.
I work in a company called Valeo, and we have a research department about driving assistance research. So I'm here to present the work we did in this subject.
I travel from USA. I'm a research assistant at MIT, and I came here to present a paper, a poster.
I'm looking forward to seeing the other marine bio-inspired robots. So we make a soft urchin bot, but there's a ton of different types of actuators and mechanisms that we're interested in learning about that you'd only find at a conference like this.
In my research area, the IROS this conference have a good reputation. When we have a new research results, we usually submit to this famous conference.
What I love about traveling to conferences is that I can meet new people, which would give rise to new interesting ideas or discussions or future collaborations.
Well, it's one of the best conferences to come to. I mean, you get a lot of people, you get to know many people, and research relationships. You get new partners for future collaborations, and it's always a good venue.
There's a lot of different subjects, maybe you can go to a presentation you didn't expect yourself to be interested in, and just be open to more subjects, yeah.
Well, you basically have the top universities and academics from all over the world.
It's one of the biggest conferences in robotics. I mean, it's really the place to be.
Good morning, distinguished guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to IROS 2019 in Macau.
I would like to offer my heartfelt appreciation to all of you, the authors, speakers, exhibitors, participants, volunteers. Without your support, we could never make IROS 2019 a big success. Thank you.
This is indeed a timely conference to be held here in Macau, as Macau is a global city, and in particular the bridge between West and East.
IROS has a very special place, I think, in the heart of the Robotics Automation Society. I've been coming personally to this conference since the 1980s. I've always thought of this as a home for the research that I do, and when I look around the room, I see a lot of people that I consider to be very close friends and very good colleagues.
So what we are living now is in a very fast-growing cyber-physical social system world, which is being enabled by artificial intelligence. So the vision set up by our pioneers couldn't be more relevant today than it was 30 years ago.
Actually, personally, I attended the IROS conference from the beginning, just in 1988. Now, AI and robotics so much advanced. Therefore, we need new definition. What's the intelligence? What's the systems? And I suppose you may find some hint or some new direction of this conference.
From the longer-term vision, we are nearing to a very important and very critical turning point, facing a very serious issues such as global warming and coming aging society. So we science have to contribute to solve these social challenges and have to foster people who can create new values.
1, 2, 3.
Without your such a big support, participation of students, young professionals, WE, women engineering, we never successful to have such a kind of conference. We started intelligence. This is IROS.
As you know, IROS is truly an international event, and to celebrate that, we stopped by some of the world's most innovative and exciting institutions in robotics to hear a bit more about what's happening in the world today. Now, with more on the impact AI is having on medicine and much more besides, let's go to the Rutgers University, where the Center for Computational Biomedicine Imaging and Modeling is working on neuromorphic computing to replicate human intelligence in machines.
Here at Rutgers, CARTA and CBIM, we have created a collaborative and multidisciplinary program which is really unique. It combines cutting-edge science and technology, the brightest minds, and industrial connections. The computational biomedicine aspect of the program consists of clinical applications, preclinical applications, and neuromorphic computing.
Neuromorphic computing is the next big step towards biomimicry. It is important because we rely on that knowledge that has been accumulated over centuries, and we try to imitate that biological intelligence and bring it to intelligent machines.
The learning to humans is actually not simply learn the pattern, but it's actually building the model of the things in the world. What I'm doing is actually I want the machine learn this kind of models automatically without human supervision. And in the future, we will have some pretty general robots in our home, and that needs to have very general knowledge and that can have very general skills to do many different things.
Robotics also try to mimic humans' movement. We have more and more older people, and the aging problem become a global issue. And we can say maybe 30, even 40% of our population is going to be elderly people, and many of them may not be working by themselves, and then do need some kind of devices in the future. I'm closely working with the rehabilitation hospital here, and they are designing robot, and I'm also designing robot, and we were trying to help people from different aspects.
Another aspect of the program here at Rutgers is multimodal sensory analytics, and that entails machine learning, computer vision, and natural language processing.
I'm working on intelligent robotic manipulation, which is how to deal with objects that are unknown, objects that are placed in arbitrary locations, and objects that can be cluttered, and the robot needs to figure out independently, autonomously, how to deal with these objects.
I focus my attention on multi-robot motion planning and multi-object manipulation tasks. What we do in terms of algorithmic robotics is that we design algorithms that make robots do smart things. We want to really make things work faster and better. I design algorithms to squeeze that little bit of extra performance of a system. As you can imagine, right, in today's environment, just to get 1-2% of better performance than the rest of your competition will make you a winner.
The third aspect of the program at Rutgers is modeling, which entails computer graphics, physics-based modeling, generative adversarial network-based methods, and biomechanical modeling.
There are many problems in robotics and biomechanics that are not easily solvable and for which analytical models don't exist. Oftentimes it is very difficult to perform lots of experiments on the robot because it can damage the robot, or the particular action may not be possible to replicate in laboratory settings. And so physics simulation is an easy way to learn efficient policies before trying them on the real hardware. That's where I come in, and I actually look at the full spectrum of problems to explore this different alternative.
Here at Rutgers, we have great sponsors who provide funding and support. Collaboratively, we provide solutions and the greatest young minds.
I'm collaborating with some of the leading chip manufacturers in the world, and there are also companies like special effects industries and video game industries that are interested in these technologies also.
I've actually started working with industry quite closely. Currently, I'm actually leading a industrial project working with a recycling company that they want to essentially automate many of their product lines.
I think maybe the unique thing about our research is that we are being at the intersection of industry and academia. So what we are trying to do is solve real-world project. So our projects, most of them are funded by companies that are really interested in getting these problems solved. And at the same time, we are using the latest technologies in academia that we are trying to develop and make them more efficient in practice.
Rutgers gave me the opportunity to work on both technology and medicine, and CBIM provided me the opportunity to access technology side. I'm working with a lot of talent PhD and master students to develop robots.
Some of our work have been picked up and recognized by the Robotics Society. They are being recognized as candidates for Best Paper Awards.
We are presenting at IROS this year a paper that shows how a neuromorphic approach can be as accurate as a more conservative technology such as gene mapping, while at the same time it is 100 times more efficient when it comes to energy.
I came to Rutgers because of the faculty here. They're very strong in AI and specifically computer vision.
Rutgers has a good faculty in machine learning and computer vision, which I wanna do research in.
So I came to Rutgers because of the good faculties here, the beautiful environment here.
We've created a collaborative and multidisciplinary program which is really unique. We combine cutting-edge science and technology, the brightest minds, and industry connections. Here at Rutgers, we create the future.
Next we go to China's ECOVACS Robotics, where they're working to go beyond household service robots to provide not just a tool but a housekeeper or even a companion to their customers.
其实科沃斯机器人的这个使命呢，是让机器人服务全球家庭。其实我们在2000年开始研发机器人的时候，当初我们研发的是一个扫地机器人。机器人它对于人类的关系到底是什么呢？它和人类在这个家庭这样的一个氛围当中，是不是可以帮助我们人类，作为我们人类的其中一个，或者说帮手，或者说伙伴？其实扫地机器人给我们的一个答案呢，其实是一条线索，是肯定的。其实我们当这个扫地机器人进入家庭以后，我们看到很多消费者的这个评论和感激，就是说，哎呀，这是真的让我解放双手了，真的让我有很多的事儿，就是这么繁重的事儿，我可以放开来，我可以有更多的时间做其他的事儿。就这种感激，其实也是启示我们可不可以除了扫地机器人之外，可以做更多的这样的事儿。那这样一个使命一旦形成，其实科沃斯机器人这样一家公司，其实就构成了一个我们这家公司是谁，我们未来到底要做什么，我们为社会到底产生什么价值。
科沃斯应该是在业界唯一的一个用 VSLAM 和 LDS 两个不同的导航系统、导航方式，同时跟运动有关的在避障的方面，我们也做一些很多的研发。第二个核心的就是我说的跟清洁有关的。对扫地机器人来讲，它主要就做两件事情，一个是拖，一个是扫。大家一开始都是在扫上做动脑筋，做了很多工作。科沃斯也在上面做了很多工作，但是我们是唯一一家第一个把拖扫作为一体来做的一个公司。第三个在人工智能那一块，我们也做了很多的研发工作，把人工智能、把视觉有关的技术引进到那个扫地机器人里面去，把人工智能跟视觉跟扫地机器人的结合，让人工智能来做些物理识别和那个避障，也是做得非常好。
目前呢，我们主要布局的是3个方向第一个就是环境感知当然我们从更宽广的角度来讲，我们把它叫做感知智能，因为其实对于家庭服务机器人或者说是其他各种类型的服务机器人而言，它所处的环境其实是相对比较复杂的。第二个方向就是跟行为决策相关的，我们把它叫做决策智能。当你把环境感知的很好的情况下，那我们其实面临的第二个问题就是我怎么样对应的产生相应的，让机器人对应的产生相应的行为相应的动作。那第三个就是人机协同，就是说我们的机器人始终会处在一个什么环境里面呢？是和人放在一起的，人机之间的通过行为手势的交互呀，一直到后续的比如说我们的情感的交互这些都是放在了我们这个研究方向里面人机的交互协同。其实我们想要达到的一个就是说人和机器怎么能够相互协同共存共生这是我们在这个方向上最终的一个研究的一个目标。
随着这个互联网物联网这种新技术的诞生，以及就是 部分人工智能这样的技术的诞生，包括我们的芯片啊、算法啊等等。那我们希望就是这个机器人不是简单的完成单一的任务，它可以作为管家，能把就是主人希望他的某些事情能够管起来，比如说帮主人管一些就是周边的这个电器啊，或者说帮主人看护一些就是主人希望他看护的，比如说老人啊、小孩啊。认为就是随着这个技术的未来的发展，包括说5G 啊、6G 啊，那就是这种人工智能技术啊，它这样的发展呢，其实给机器人装上去的大脑和机器人的手和脚啊，足够的被指挥、被灵活。那么到了这个时候呢，我们认为就是它是一个伴侣。那这样的机器人到了家庭里面去以后，它其实不但可以帮助机器人把家里面各种事情管好，而且呢，能够为主人这个排难解忧、分忧等等。那么甚至于主人不开心呢，他有机会，他能够觉察出来主人的心态。我们就是发展的步骤呢，其实还是一步一步来的，先去做工具，再去研发管家。然后随着技术的发展，再去发展到这样的一个伴侣。
So with robotics entering almost every industry you can think of, from healthcare to agriculture, it's important for companies to have a clear vision about how this technology will impact their business in years to come. So to take a look at some of these issues, I'm absolutely delighted to be joined here by Professor Ren-Si Lo, Chair and Organiser of the IROS 2019 CEO Summit Forum. Professor, welcome.
Yeah, thank you also. Yeah, thank you.
So it's a fascinating subject, but give us a little glimpse, if you would, about kind of how the society, how the workplace has been changed by robots.
Yeah, if you talk about a robot, you really should make three major categories. One is everybody probably know, industrial robot, and service robot, and then they do have a specialized robot for the moon and also very deep sea explorations and so on. Yeah, so if industrial robot per se, they can do the welding, right. They can do the assembly, they can do the stacking. So that's why it will be available to make the car, make it cheaper, affordable. Okay. Now, service robot per se is relatively new, I would say, to deal with the people, the service of people. Pick-up experience itself is so-called elder care. Think about the elder care can be in a public service plus at the hospital, right. At home care, and nursing home, and so on. So this type of robot work with the caregiver, serve as assistive hands right. To the caregiver. There's three entities now: patient, caregiver, and the robot. So the interactive services become very important.
So as you say, we've had robots, for quite a while, and we're used to that. But what are the changes now that we have artificial intelligence, we have connectivity through 5G? How do the Internet of Things? How does all that change the role of robots in society?
Yeah, the technology you just mentioned. AI, Internet of Things, big data, cloud computing, and then add on with this 5G communication. 5G means the speed,
right,
and also the covering a wide area, and so this has become very powerful tools as well as technologies. Now we are using 4G, so 20 to 50 times faster. So in the past, the robot is already good enough, and now they can fly. And then they fly everywhere, which means to do the service. In the past, Amazon, right? Amazon, what kind of company? They sell the books, right? You order.
Yeah.
And then they say, okay, 4 days they can deliver to you, whatever. And then they become 4 days, become 3 days, 2 days. 1 day, and then maybe in the morning and the afternoon you can get it. If we use a human, it's not possible. They will remain 4 days. But right now, with a robot intervene, I believe this is why the new technology, I see big changes in the warehousing and the logistics. And this is what Amazon so become one of the leader in this particular area.
Well, thank you very much indeed for taking the time to come talk to us. It's absolutely fascinating stuff, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
As we saw there, robotics and AI are becoming a bigger and bigger part of almost all modern businesses. To cultivate the kind of research that drives these changes, Shantou University's Institute of Robotics and Intelligent Manufacturing is working on a wide range of products for industry. We visited them as well as their partner, Shantou-based sports data analytics company, Tong Xing Technology.
The Shantou Institute of Robotics and Intelligent Manufacturing was founded in 2018. The purpose of this institute is to strengthen the collaborations between the university and the local industry. China is working very hard to achieve the Intelligent Manufacturing 2025 plan. So basically we are updating the technologies for many manufacturing companies.
机器人已经日渐用于各种场合，但是机器人的设计依然是一个非常耗时、非常复杂的一个工作。那么我们希望开发一个这样的软件，帮助我们的设计师加快机器人设计的过程。那么在这个过程里面，我们应用到了大量的智能计算的一个技术。有可能我们可以通过计算机技术，可以挖掘出一些人类也难以分析出来的知识。我这边主要在研究的课题项目是大牙毒肉机器人。这个项目是我们与汕头华能海门电厂合作的一款项目，主要是协助操作人员进入现场对泄漏管道进行修复的一款复合型机器人。因为在这个实验室里面，首先我们会跟外面很多公司，我们会接到一些非常实际的项目，而这些项目一般是需要一些非常前沿的技术去研究，还有去攻克的。那这样的话，我们就可以在学术上面与工程上面非常好的结合起来。
We are having many collaborations with some very strong platforms all over the world. For example, we have been collaborating with the Beacon Center.
I'm the executive director of the Beacon Center for the Study of Evolution in Action. We take ideas from evolution and use those to solve industry problems. Professor Fan and I have been collaborating for several years in a new center for evolutionary intelligence and manufacturing. We are co-authoring papers, we are exchanging ideas. I hope we'll be doing video seminars together.
The Shantou Institute of Robotics and Intelligent Manufacturing is part of the Guangdong Key Provincial Key Laboratory of Digital Signal and Image Processing. Guangdong Province is investing a huge amount of money to the universities and they try to encourage us to work more closely with the industry. Tongxing Technology is a high-tech company which is growing very fast in recent years. Its main field is in big data in sports. The reason they want to collaborate with us is because we study a lot of artificial intelligence algorithms.
我们是一家专注于体育大数据的互联网公司，在足球和篮球赛事数据服务领域已经深耕了16年。我们拥有一支专业的技术团队，维护着一个非常丰富全面的一个体育数据库，涵盖了全球上千个联赛的赛事 ，U16以上的赛事我们都可以提供。
在体育赛事领域，我们有丰富的数据仓库管理经验。随着业务数据类型的不断扩充，我们开始构建数据中台系统，减少重复性的工作，进一步提升数据处理的实力。我们拥有超过16年专业的数据业务能力和数据治理能力，结合系统在数据采集和维护方面所展示的强大处理能力， 引进多方科研合作，开展智能算法工具的研发，为数据分析和业务数据探索提供更多基础的智能服务，有效提取和利用各类数据进行处理分析，有助于提高我们数据服务质量和数据业务的价值。这其中，在 AI 领域，我们这样的合作也产生了可观的研究成果。
基于研究成果产生的技术方案，我们开展了一系列关于学校、俱乐部、智能场馆的项目合作。我们设计更加智能的体育采集方案通过机器学习的算法来进行数据分析，建立数据的标准模型，输出数据报告。然后这些数据报告将清楚地显示球员个人的特点，比如说他的优势劣势，还有发展潜力等等。这些数据的呈现方式将颠覆过去陈旧的一个选拔模型，因为这样我们可以提供更加科学跟更加准确的选拔苗子。数据报告通过对人流量的一些实时监控，还有传感器，还有设备使用率的一些实时的统计呈现，能够提升场馆运营效率的一些帮助，能够提供一点有效的支持。目前我国有4亿多的体育人口，体育场馆大概的数量有200多万。我们觉得数字体育和智能化场馆的信息化工程改造等应用域的市场需求潜力十分巨大。所以我们对科研的合作非常有信心，我们想借助科技的力量来为企业提供更多的优质、综合的解决方案。
我们非常重视技术人才的培养还有投入，目前已经和中国浙江大学、汕头大学等高校达成一个合作，对体育大数据领域的关键技术进行一个深入的研究，培育出一批体育大数据领域方面的专业人才。我们是 Sports DT 体育大数据，欢迎全世界对体育大数据感兴趣的IT 工作者、技术人才、年轻人跟我们联系。
So robotics are not just helping us here on Earth, autonomous vehicles, or enabling us to explore the solar system itself, but traversing other planets isn't so easy. To take a look at how planetary rovers might better estimate driving energy based on vision, I'm joined by Dr. Shoya Higa. Dr. Higa, welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's really appreciated.
It's a great pleasure. So why is estimating driving time actually important?
So because the future Mars rover could be solar powered and also expected the long distance driving, we need to energy optimal path planning. So as a first step for the energy optimal path planning, we need to predict how much energy consumes before rover travels. So that's the main part of our research.
What's wrong with the existing way of doing it?
So existing way would be using some sensor value, then estimate what the current energy or simply measure the energies from the rover sensors. But there is no way to predict since the rover is not there, so how we know the energy consumption before rover there.
And how much do you think that new way of doing things is actually going to help exploration of Mars?
So I believe that's a very good question, and that's really helpful. If the rover travels, the hilly area, and the rover may want to select the sun-facing area to choose the energy charging, and if the current way using, the rover probably select the distance minimum path.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, you've brought it with you, so maybe you could show us a little bit of your innovation.
Okay. So here is our algorithm field test movie. So first, the rover set the RGB map, the XYZ map, and this combined, and we set the path here, and each path contains RGB and XYZ patch. Then this is the result from our network, and the black line shows the ground truth, the current measurement, And this blue and the orange shaded area is the actual prediction side. So you can see this is the climbing sandy slope area, and we made the track mechanics net energy net, and track mechanics net is pretty much better than the energy nets then. Something like this. Yeah.
I mean, so what's the next step for your research?
So I would say we'll expand this algorithm to the path planning side so that the rover can plan where he or she should go.
Right.
So, yeah.
And what sort of timescales are we looking at then for the kind of wider exploration of Mars using this technology?
Not quite close, but the future Mars rover, probably after the Mars 2020 rover, there is a Mars sample return rover. We are aiming to putting this together by then, but we'll see. Okay. Maybe a little bit later, but after then, you know, probably this technology could go to the Mars or Luna or somewhere. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much indeed for sharing it with us today.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Fascinating. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
As we saw there, systems enabling robots to act autonomously are essential in the harsh conditions of space, as well as more dangerous situations here on Earth. Let's go to StarLab now at the UK's University of Surrey, where researchers are working on everything from grasping mechanisms for satellites to mobile drills for planetary rovers.
Space represents very challenging extreme environment due to radiation, microgravity, and communication latencies. So it is very important for us to use robotic systems to assist human. StarLab stands for Space Technology for Autonomous and Robotic Systems Lab. We are a team of academic scholars, roboticists, and computer scientists who share the same vision to develop AI robotics for space. StarLab was originated over 10 years ago within the Surrey Space Centre at the University of Surrey in the United Kingdom. We believe AI and robotics are the important technologies for the long-term development of space technology and space missions. At the StarLab, we have expertise in orbital robotics in terms of 3D perception and navigation. This is extremely important technology to enable applications such as satellite servicing or assembly of large space telescope.
In these orbital testbeds, we're using visual grasping of targets on orbit, where we're investigating how a robot could be autonomously grasp a satellite or a part of a space debris from visual input. And we're also using robotic grippers, hands.
Shadow Robots is a robotics technology development company. Shadow Robot hands are one of the most advanced robotic hands that are currently available in the market. StarLab is offering us the opportunity to use their mock-up environments and also the research facilities to test our robotic hands in various space scenarios.
The collaboration with Shadow Robotics will really enable grasping and manipulation orbits with arbitrary objects in terms of varying size, mass, and shape. And this really enlarges the capability of the end-to-end system that we are trying to demonstrate. Planetary robotics play a significant role in terms of exploration and close examination of extraterrestrial bodies. Our technologies in planetary robotics has been primarily focusing on next generation of mobility system.
The rover here is named Marcel for Mobile Active Rover Chassis for enhanced locomotion. The chassis of this rover has internal actuation that allows a locomotion that is halfway between leg locomotion and wheel locomotion, so it can actually crawl.
I am from GMV. GMV are a multinational technology company. Currently we have an active proposal we're working with StarLab on, which is using next generation autonomy, chassis techniques for small robotic systems to enter underground terrains in challenging environments on the lunar surface.
There are also technology we developed to enable subsurface mobility, such as the drill system that we developed inspired by the wood wasp.
This drilling system is combining both main motions, the reciprocation motion and also the vibration motion together. We are also working on developing the different kind of drill bit, like convex, concave, with different cross-section contours.
The dual reciprocating drill could be used for drilling into planetary regoliths, such as on the Moon and on Mars. We want to create an actual system that will be small, will be lightweight, and will attach to one of our planetary rovers to actually test it in the field.
StarLab is very active in knowledge and technology transfer into other sectors that also deal with extreme environment, such as nuclear, oil and gas, and agriculture. The machine vision technique we developed based on deep learning allows us to very effectively detect anomalies through images.
We would like to develop an inspector robot. The robot usually will go around the plant, detect if there's any gas leakage or abnormal situation. To do so, he used the laser rangefinder and the RGBD camera to build a 3D reconstruction of the environment. And we use the thermal camera to detect any change in the normal operation situation.
I work at RACE, which is a lab specialising in robotics for hazardous environments. It's also part of the UK Atomic Energy Authority. I'm also working here at the University of Surrey in the StarLab. So the work I'm doing is making use of a technique called generative adversarial networks, which are a type of deep learning technique. We're looking at components in nuclear reactors. By comparing the model of what's normal with actually what's measured in the environment, you can detect things which are anomalous.
StarLab has a very open policy when it comes to collaboration, so we are opening these facilities to collaborators worldwide so that we can help each other to push the boundaries of the state-of-the-art technology in artificial intelligence and robotics.
Back to Earth now, so let's look at autonomous driving at one of the IROS 2019's Cutting Edge forums, where researchers are discussing everything from a vehicle's decision-making to its security from cyber attacks.
The state of the art in autonomous driving today is quite exciting. It can drive autonomously, but in a rather stupid way. It will go in a fixed lane, stop when there's an obstacle, wait for the obstacle to clear and go. We're not so good yet in overtaking, changing lane, going about a roundabout. We just had a cutting-edge forum on autonomous driving and the challenges with the solutions focused on using technologies from robotics, AI, intelligent transportation systems to provide solutions so that we can overtake, we can plan better, we can have better understanding of the environment.
One of the key questions for autonomous driving is the perception system, because it's important to have a good assessment of the situation in order to take the right decision for driving. But we are more and more using technology for coming from AI, in particular for deep learning. One of the points with deep learning is that it works quite well in most of the time, but when it doesn't work, we don't know why.
One prevailing topic is on predicting human behavior, like human-driven cars, pedestrians, because you need to predict where they will be in the next second, next 2 seconds, 3 seconds, so you can plan the maneuver better, right? So you can overtake. For example, you're overtaking to the right, you want to see whether the car to the right will speed up or not.
We are looking for a solution for the vulnerability of the technology. Cyber attacks can be at all the levels. So I mean, for the decision system, for the perception system. For instance, for one reason, one guy decided to remove a pedestrian from the perception of the vehicle, of a camera. But we are looking for solutions, but we don't have the solution at the moment.
In Singapore, we're trying to have it ready by the end of 2022, right? In 3 districts to provide mobility and demand, but mainly concentrating on public transportation system. We should work more together, and one thing that is happening now is providing open source platforms that people can contribute, and so we can build on top of what is known, right? So we don't need to reinvent the wheel. And that is happening already, and more so every year through these conferences like it is.
So that's it for today. From space to sports, it's been a busy and information-packed second show. Now, it's time to turn on your vision-based estimation, exercise your autonomous driving capability, and head out for an exciting evening in vibrant Macau, grab a beer. But first, you need to know how to watch the show. You'll find us here on screens at the venue, on the IROS website, and of course, on YouTube. So until tomorrow, have a great time in Macau.